Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide video. Yes, the Open Great League as well as the Great League Remix begin this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is the new season. So welcome to the season of Mythical Wishes. Yes, a new GBL season. So we have some changes. We have some Pokemon that I think are going to impact the meta, which is really exciting. Not too many, but we have some things. But either way, let's go ahead and dive right into it and see what we got going on for us. So for the S tier, we have the popular picks that we saw in previous seasons. Glorian Stunfisk, Registeel, right? I mean, those Pokemon are just going to absolutely dominate, of course. Glorian Stunfisk is probably always going to be up there. Registeel was nerfed, but they could nerf it all they want. And it's still really, really good with that Zap Cannon, with that Focus Blast, right? So Registeel and Glorian Stunfisk are going to be top of the list. Then we have Lantern. Lantern is a really good Pokemon as well. In fact, it was so good it's actually banned in the Great League Remix this season. We'll talk about that in the Great League Remix meta video. But yeah, Lantern, it has a couple good movesets, right? Water Gun is good, Spark is good, so whichever moveset you prefer. Then we have Swampert or Shadow Swampert. Really good Pokemon. Of course, we've seen it time and time again with the Hydro Cannon. Super fast, super strong, really good. Then we have Medicham. They didn't nerf Counter. I was kind of expecting them to. I don't know. I think that at some point they might nerf Counter, but who knows. But either way, Medicham is a really, really big one. Then we have Lickitung. Of course, Lickitung is really tanky, really strong in this meta. And then we have one of the winners of this season. We have Noctowl. Now, Noctowl was good as it is, but they're buffing Wing Attack Energy Generation. You're going to be getting to the charge moves faster, which is absolutely insane. So Noctowl is going to be a huge winner. I think we'll see a lot of Noctowl and anti-Noctowl answers in this Great League this time around. So definitely a big winner, and yeah, it's definitely going to be highly ranked in my opinion. Then for the A rank, we have Altaria, another flyer. Altaria wasn't buffed this season, but it's still really good Pokemon. Bastiodon, of course, Exo Bastiodon, your favorite Pokemon, right? I know Bastiodon going to be seeing quite a bit of, well, it always sees a lot of play, right? Bastiodon is just so tanky. As long as it's not going up against something it's weak to, it's doing really well. And it's going to do well against the Flyers like the Noctowl that was buffed. So I think we actually might see more of Bastiodon because of the Wing Attack buff, but we'll see. Then we have Scrafty, another great counter user. Now, Scrafty is also weak to fighting, whereas Medicham is not weak to fighting. Both of them are really strong. I think Medicham probably ranked a little bit higher than Scrafty, but both of them are really good. Then we have Trevenant. Trevenant is great. In the past it would have been the S rank, but because the Wing Attack buff, because we're going to be seeing more flyers like Noctowl, like Pidgeot, even Pelipper, I do think Trevenant was probably knocked down a peg. It's still really good. We'll have to see how much people use it. Same with Sableye, because the Shadow Claw is also resisted. The Shadow Claw double resisted from the normal types like Noctowl, right? So obviously Sableye is still really good, but I think it probably weakens a little bit, but it's still really, really strong. Then we have another one. We have Pelipper. So Pelipper, with the Wing Attack buff, going to be getting to that Weather Ball even faster. Holy cow. So Pelipper, I think it's going to be a great Pokemon. It was great before the Weather Ball nerf. Then it was like kind of okay, right? Now it's just going to be that much better now. I think Pelipper is going to be a big winner. Same with Noctowl. Moving on to the B rank, we have Diggersby. So Diggersby we saw quite a bit of, actually. So I'm excited to see Diggersby again. I think Diggersby is a great Pokemon. I personally have a rank 2. It's a great one. Then we have Guzzlord. So Guzzlord, the only way you were able to get a Guzzlord below 1500 CP was to trade one, right? You had to trade one, and then it had to reroll below 1500. But with the Ultra Beast Arrival event, if you completed the timed research, we all got a level 15 Guzzlord, and it was all below 1500. So if you didn't trade for it, if you got that one, you could have it. And yeah, Guzzlord actually really good for the Great League. It's actually pretty highly ranked up, which as long as it stays away from Fairy type, well, Fairy and Fighting, I guess, but Fairy because it's double weak to Fairy. If it stays away from those, it's looking pretty good. It really is. Then we have Skarmory. Of course, Skarmory is another flyer. It's really good. It wasn't buffed. It doesn't have Wing Attack, but still really good. Nidoqueen was nerfed. So Nidoqueen, you know what? We don't know the exact... At the time of recording, we don't know the exact nerf. But I can't imagine them nerfing it to an extent where it's unplayable. I still think it's going to be a really good Pokemon. Not as good, obviously, but I still think it's going to be used. And, it's not going to be the S tier. Still think it's going to be used. We'll see. I could be wrong. We'll see. As I said, at the time of recording this video, the stats have not been published. By the time this goes live, they may be. We'll see. Then we have Pidgeot. Pidgeot with Wing Attack was buffed. Yes, it was buffed. So, of course, it also has Gust. But because Wing Attack was buffed, I'm looking forward to trying out Wing Attack, Feather Dance, Brave Bird, Pidgeot. So, really, really strong Pokemon. Again, the Noctowl, Pelipper, Pidgeot, I think going to be really solid. Then we have Azumel. Azumel, of course, always a good one, right? It's been getting weaker and weaker, I guess, as the seasons go on. But it's still really good. Maybe with the Nidoqueen nerf, maybe it will see a little bit more play, but yeah, really strong. Then for the other options, we have Toxicroak, so another fighter, and then we have Alola Ninetales. Charm was nerfed this season, but to be honest, I think so. I think it affects Double Charm more than anything because but I still think you'll see Charm uses, right? You'll still see the Alola Ninetales, Polygrambo. You'll still see other Charm uses. I think not as much Double Charm. It's still going to be there because like the nerf went from 16 attack power to 15. Kind of like when Razor Leaf was nerfed. It's still really good. So they didn't nerf it enough. I feel like it's still going to be viable for sure. Again, maybe less Double Charm, but we'll still, which is good, right? We all want to see less Double Charm, but we'll still see Charm uses. Then we have Runerikus. Of course, Runerikus was buffed. It got Shadow Claw last season, not this season, but last season. Really strong Pokemon. Mantine was actually buffed with Wing Attack, so Wing Attack going to be getting to those moves faster. I'm interested to see who's going to be running Mantine. Again, we'll have to wait for the stats. Obviously, we don't know the stats as of right now. Again, when this video goes live, maybe we will know them. I'm not sure, but yeah, Bubble Beam, getting to those Bubble Beams faster, debuffing your opponent. I think Mantine probably going to be pretty good. Then we have Walrein. So Walrein was nerfed last season, but it's still a really strong Pokemon. Kommo-o, another Dragon Tail user. Guzzlord's going to be better, but, Kommo-o is a thing. Then we have Mandibuzz. So with the nerf to Charm, I think Dark teams will probably see some more play. But yeah, Mandibuzz probably maybe going to be one of those flyers, Dark types that are going to see more play. Then we have Toxapex. So Toxapex's pretty good Pokemon. Pretty bulky as well, really bulky. Right, it could take hits for days. Then we have Umbreon. You all know Umbreon. Steelix is actually pretty good with the Dragon Tail. It gets to the moves pretty fast. It has Psychic Fangs, it has Crunch, it has Earthquake. Now, what moveset do you want? I guess it depends on the team. Definitely the Dragon Tail and probably the Psychic Fangs. And then, I've seen Crunch, I've seen Earthquake. So, yeah, it could go either moveset you choose to go with. Then we have a couple of counter uses. We have Vigoroth, and then we have Defense Deoxys. So, really cool there. So let's go ahead and dive right into the solid team options. So the first team is going to be a team that was really good when Go Battle League began in Season 1, and it kind of came back last season. I've seen this team quite a bit. Altaria in the lead with Registeel and Toxicroak. So if you go against the Charm user in the lead, it's going to be very difficult, right? But because of the nerf to Charm, I think that's going to be less relevant. I don't think you're going to see it as often. If you see it in the back, obviously Registeel does well against that. And Toxicroak does have play against Charm users because of the poison typing. Although you still go down fast, it depends on shields. But I think this is a really solid team, right? If you lose the lead, you can save swap. Of course, really solid team. I guess you would kind of struggle to like a Bastiodon. Oh, no, not a Bastiodon. Kind of like a Galarian Stunfisk, I guess, in the lead. Because you have to go into the Registeel. You can't go into the Toxicroak. But yeah, really strong team. Interested to see how it plays out. Next team, we have a team that's really, really strong. It's been strong for so many seasons. We have the Swampert with the Sableye, Save Swap, and Skarmory in the back. So yeah, really strong team. Instead of running the Sableye, you could run a Drapion. But yeah, obviously the Swampert, Skarmory core really, really powerful. Then we have another team that I built. It's going to be Lantern in the lead, double flyers. So I do like the idea of double flyers. I put Lantern in the lead because, well, first of all, Lantern is weak to grass. The flying types obviously do really well against grass. If you happen to run into like a Trevenant or Venusaur or something like that. And then the backline is weak to Steel, like Galarian Stunfisk. So of course, Lantern's going to do well. If with Water Gun against Galarian Stunfisk, or okay against Galarian Stunfisk, I would probably go with the Water Gun variant. So against Galarian Stunfisk, you're kind of going to struggle against Registeel, but I guess you still have play with the Lantern. That's going to be somewhat of an issue, the Registeel, right? I would say. So maybe if you want to replace the Lantern with something else that could handle Steel types a little bit better, maybe a Fighting type, maybe. Something like that could be pretty interesting because you're doing well against the Steel types, right, with the Fighting type. So we'll see how it plays out, but let me know. I feel like, let me know what double flying team you plan on using, because I feel like we'll see quite a lot of double flyers, at least to start things off, whether it be the Noctowl and Pidgeot, or Noctowl and Pelipper, or another variant of it. But no, I mean, pretty solid team. I think that team could work. Again, it's going to it'll also struggle against like Lantern as well, because obviously the backline does bad against Lantern, and Lantern against Lantern kind of neutral. But if you have Water Gun, they have Spark, it's going to be iffy. So, but I still think Double Fly is going to be great. Moving on, we have another team that's kind of coming back now. We have Galarian Stunfisk in the lead with Pelipper as a safe swap with that newly buffed Wing Attack, and then Venusaur. So I think, yeah, I mean, going to be a really strong team. Last season I did really well with Galarian Stunfisk and Shadow Venusaur and Sableye, but because Pelipper is receiving that buff, I think it's going to be really well. The next team, or do really well, I should say. The next team going to be Poison Double Dark. So I put Toxapex here. You could run with Nidoqueen depending on the Nidoqueen nerf and if it's still going to be good. But of course, the Double Dark, the Poison Double Dark, still going to be really solid. Again, I put Toxapex. We'll have to see the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen could replace the Toxapex. It all depends on the nerf that Nidoqueen gets, I guess. And then another team, I think Homeslice Henry came up with this team. Medicham in the lead, double normal with Diggersby and Noctowl. So great team. Again, with the double flyers, you could run probably the Medicham instead of the Lantern if you want to. But yeah, I mean, great teams all around. Let me know what team you plan on running in the Open Great League. Also, let me know if you're planning on playing the Open Great League or the Great League Remix. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.